much you can do. Be who you were meant to be. Peaceful Warriors Wellness. Feel better, move better, be better. Peaceful Warriors.
All right, good morning everybody. My name is Scott Roberts. My wife and I own Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center in downtown St. Petersburg. I wanted to get a little bit of an early start today. I wanted to remind you to please get your strap and your belt or rope or whatever it is you're going to use. I also took a few minutes. I'm going to do a little bit of a increase in difficulty at the end of the session. So if you're looking for ways to add to some of the exercises that I do on the ground at a very basic level that is very helpful to get people started, something a little bit more advanced. I'm going to be using some resistance bands today, and I'm also going to be using my TRX suspension strap. These are pieces of equipment that you may or may not have. A lot of people will have resistance bands. Remember that anytime that you're using a TRX or door anchor of any kind, there are some guidelines that you really want to pay attention to. One, if at all possible, you want to use an outside door, like your front door or back door, or you want to use a commercial door, like this metal one here. A couple other tips. If you're using an inside door, it's a lot more important to pay attention to this. You would actually want to be on the side that the door does not open into. So in this case, the door opens out here into the hallway. There wouldn't be enough room to that wall, obviously, to do much of anything. I'm able to get away with it because I have a commercial door, but you really want to be careful with where you choose to anchor anything that you're going to be putting any body weight or resistance into. You always want to use the side that's closest to the door jamb where the hinges are. And like I said, if at all possible, on the side that the door does not open into. You want to be on the opposite side because the door frame has a lip and edge there that will add extra support to that door. You also don't want a bedroom door, and the reason you don't want that is a lot of times they're hollow, and as you put weight and resistance into your anchor point, then you're going to have to worry about it being pulled through the door, and you don't want to have to worry about that damaging, ruining your door, having to go replace it and things of that nature. So just some quick little tips and tidbits. I wanted to give you a few extra minutes to go find whatever equipment you may want in case you wanted to add any of this stuff to your daily routine. You don't have to do it at the same time I'm doing it by any stretch of the imagination. You can always play it back later. It'll always be live on our Facebook page. And again, this is Scott at Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center, 727-822-8866, www.peacefulwarriorswellness.com. Some of this resistance band equipment that I have, to include the door anchor, the resistance bands, the handles, and things of that nature, are available on our website. And the Physiokinetics workout kits that I am authorized to resell. They get shipped straight to your house if you decide that you want one. I love them. It was a great class. Paul Kelly is an amazing individual with years of experience as a therapist and a trainer. Has helped thousands of people through corrective exercise and stuff of that nature. So it was an honor to take his class and learn from him. So all right, please go ahead and grab your rope or strap or belt or whatever you're going to be using today in between your hands. And to help you assist with your stretches for your legs, that's where the strap really comes in very handy. And let's go ahead and get started. So I'd like to start off with reaching up towards the sky. And you don't need a rope or strap for this. Come on up onto your toes, lift your heels up off the ground, stretch out that spine. Really reaching as high as you can, like you're trying to pick that fruit off the tree or off the vine. Okay, come on back down to your heels, back up onto your toes, reach. All right, nice. I'm going to do a left side bend. As always, it's important to pay attention to your breathing, exhaling. One more on that side. Good job. Let's go ahead and do a right side bend. I like using a rope or strap for these stretches because the lead hand adds an extra pull on the follow hand, on the part side that you're actually stretching. And it gives you a more complete, thorough stretch. Go ahead and shake out your shoulders. They've been up over your head a little bit. Out in front of you, shoulder height. Let's go ahead and rotate all the way around to the left. As far as you can. Back around to the right. Let's go ahead and do 2 more of those. You may have heard me say before, I do 3 of each of these, not because it's a magic number or even because it's enough. You can definitely do more, especially the stretches that you feel are most helpful for you, that your body's telling you, man, this feels really good, I need more of this. I do it for consistency and to be able to get through more exercises and stretches during this time that I have with you to be more effective, okay? But it's on you to do more of what you need for you, whatever your situation is. End of the strap or rope, hand over your head, reach back behind your back and grab a hold of the rope or strap. With your right hand, reach between your shoulder blades. This is really helpful for that itch that you get that you can never reach. You're always asking for someone else to help you, or you got one of those retractable back scratchers, which is what I have. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and come around back behind me. I'm gonna go from my belt up towards my shoulder and between my shoulder blades from the bottom. You'll notice that I engage and hold a stretch for about 2 seconds and then I release it. That is on purpose. There's some science behind that allows the muscle to reset in between each repetition so that you can improve your range of motion. All right, so rotation of the shoulder is very, very important. There's a lot of people walking around with rounded shoulders. They don't even realize half the time that they are. Puts a lot of pressure on the back and upper shoulders when you're in this kind of position, especially people that are spending a lot of time on devices, at computers, okay? Rounded shoulders. So we're gonna start off here, just so you can see where I'm at about shoulder height. Back behind your wrist and arm for the strap. And I'm gonna rotate my hand up to 90 degrees. And I'm gonna keep on reaching further back and I'm gonna use the strap to assist. Rotate the shoulder back as far as you can. You may stop right here. That might be your range of motion, but we want to improve that. As you can see, the ball and socket is capable of moving further than that. It's just a matter of whether or not your muscles will allow it. So it's a very important stretch there. Let's go ahead and switch hands. Left hand up, strap behind your back, reach between your shoulder blades with your left hand. Assist with the strap. Good. Let's come on from the belt line or your waist, reach up behind you with your left hand towards your shoulder blades. Well, another beautiful day here in Florida. It's gorgeous. All right. Shoulder rotation. All right, nicely done. So that's really important to help open up part of the chest and shoulders. Find yourself a spot on the wall. Reach out at shoulder height. Point your fingers back behind you. hand flat on the wall. Step forward with your opposite foot, in this case my left. Step forward a little bit. Now rotate your chest away from the wall. Open up the chest. And again. Good job. Let's go ahead and switch sides. All you have to do is turn around if you have your spot. I'm going to go to the opposite side of the hallway. Step forward with your right. Rotate your chest away from the wall. Great job. All right, let's come on down to your knee. In this case, I'm going to go down to my left knee. Okay. I'm going to put my foot further out in front of me, past my knee, so my heel's out in front. I'm going to push forward with my hips, keeping my body straight up and down until my foot is flat. And I can feel that stretch here across the top, front part of my hip. Reach up with your left hand and add to that stretch. This is for your hip flexors, your psoas specifically. A lot of people that spend too much time sitting have lower back pain when they go to stand up and they get part way up and they catch and then they have to take a deep breath and push the rest of the way up. This muscle is usually a big part of that problem. Let's go ahead and switch knees. Right knee down, left foot out in front. Push yourself forward, keeping your upper body upright. Reach overhead with your right hand. Balance is a little off this morning. All right, good job. Let's go ahead and have a seat. Lay down on your back. Let's put this strap over your right toes or the rope around your foot, whatever you're using. I like to use this stretch out strap, which we actually sell these here in the office, and the reason I like it so much is because it has the pre-sewn in loops. It's a nylon strap, and it's perfectly designed to do exactly what we're doing, which is stretching. All right, right leg straight. We're going to pull that straight leg up into the air and towards the same side shoulder. Run that strap or rope inside your ankle and around the leg. Now we're going to pull your leg towards the nose. All right. Now I'm going to take the strap and unwrap it and then go around the outside of the ankle and around the leg. Now I'm going to pull that leg towards the opposite side shoulder. Opposite side shoulder. All right. Looks like Lena's here with Dory. And that means that I've booby trapped the door. I'm going to have to undo that and let them in when they come in. So pardon the interruption, but I've got the door booby trapped. All right, so straighten out your left leg and your right leg. Take your right leg and scissor over the top of the left leg, using the strap in your left hand to assist. Now we're going to lift the leg up to 45 degrees, approximately. You don't need to break out your protractor to see how close you are. protractor. Depending on your age, you're like, what the heck is that? All right, up to 90 degrees and scissor across. Please don't let your hips roll. The hips need to stay on the ground. We're stretching the outside of this right hip by doing these stretches. Good. Take that strap around the inside of your ankle and around the leg. And you hit that inner thigh, groin stretch. Leg out as far as you can, assist with the strap. A lot of people tend to want to pull towards the chest. You actually want to have your arm stretched out to arm's length and be pulling from as far away from you as you can to assist with that stretch. Good job. Let's switch legs. So around the left foot. All right, straight leg stretch, same side, shoulder. Around the inside of the ankle, around the leg, and towards the nose. All right, unwrap the strap around the outside of the ankle and around the bottom of the leg. Opposite side shoulder. Good job. Let's go ahead and straighten out that right leg. Scissor your left leg across the top of your right leg, keeping both legs straight. All right, up to 45 degrees and across. Keep the hips flat on the floor. And up to 90 degrees and across. Good job. All right, let's go ahead and take the strap off of our toes. Place your left ankle onto your right knee. Reach behind your knee with your left hand and pull that knee as close to your chest as you can. Reach up with your right hand towards your ankle or shin and rotate the hip, pulling your left foot towards your right shoulder. Left foot towards the right elbow and shoulder. Good, let's switch sides. Right ankle on top of the left knee. Reach back here with your right hand. Pull that knee as close to your chest as you can. Take your left hand on your ankle or shin and rotate your leg, pulling your right foot towards your left shoulder. Open up that piriformis muscle. The piriformis muscle is one of the most responsible muscles for sciatic-like symptoms that go up into the lower back or down into the leg. All right, good job, everybody. All right, so next we're going to do some dead bugs. Dead bugs. To do dead bugs properly, you want to tighten up your belly and your core. You want to lift your lower back up off the floor, so your lower spine should not be touching the floor. Reach up into the air with both arms. Pull your feet up and move your arms and legs together. So you'll notice that my right knee and right hand both go up. My left hand and right and left knee go up at the same time. And what it does, even though it seems a little off, is it helps create cross pattern mobility, which is important when you're walking. So left hand to right knee, boom. Let's go ahead and stretch it out a little bit, exaggerate it. Whenever you need to, take a break, set your legs down, let your arms rest. Take a couple breaths, and let's go right back into it, okay? The more often you do these, the longer you'll be able to do them for without stopping. Good job. Feel free to do more of those on your own, at your own pace, at your own time. Building that core will help you with stability for the lower back, relieve back pain when these muscles support the spine properly. Okay? The next exercise what we're going to do is to help strengthen the glutes. More often than not, they're weakened muscle. They do not function properly or fire at the right time for a lot of people. Again, contributing to lower back pain. Okay, lift your hips up off the floor, pushing your heels into the ground. Lift and hold those hips up off the floor. Squeeze the glutes, actively squeezing them. Okay, now with your hands, squeezing the muscle. Just wanted to clarify. All right, slowly lower your hips closer and closer and closer to the floor. As soon as you make contact with the floor, push back up towards the sky. And hold. Good job. Come on back down. All right. Again, same thing. Do these for longer. Do these more throughout your day. Okay. Let's go ahead and roll over onto our hands and knees. And we're going to go ahead and engage in some bird dogs. Bird dogs is another great core exercise. What you're going to do is you're going to reach over your head, not towards the ceiling, but towards the wall in front of you, with your right hand, and you're going to reach back with your left toes towards the wall behind you. Ideally, you're going to rotate side to side, opposite hand, opposite foot with each breath. Inhaling as you reset, exhaling as you reach. And the reach is the important part, not just lifting the arm and not just lifting the leg, but reaching with each extremity and keeping your body flat. There's no sway, there's no rotation. It's not moving at all. You keep that part of your body locked. The only thing that's changing is which hand and which foot is reaching. Opposite hand, opposite foot. Good job. Go ahead and allow yourself to come down onto your belly. The last exercise for our daily routine and basic level that everybody should be doing these exercises every day. Arms out to your side, elbows bent. Flex your upper back, lifting your head and chest up off the floor. And hold. And relax. This is going to help people that have that hunchback or rounding of the shoulders. Not only am I lifting my hands, but I'm trying to rotate my hands back, my shoulder, as best I can. Back up. And relax. One more. Good job. All right. So this is where I'm going to move to my other equipment that I have here set up using the TRX and resistance bands with the door anchor. Feel free to continue watching and seeing other ways to help improve these common areas that people have a hard time with. Okay? Hold on a second. Here's Lena and Dory. So I got to undo my anchors here and let them in. All right.
Good morning.
Morning. How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great. Sorry you're coming in at the most inopportune time.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
Come on, we're doing.
All right. There we go. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is start off with the resistance bands. You do not need these fancy handles at all. You can just use the band by themselves, okay, and do a lot of these same exercises. As a matter of fact, just for the sake of doing so, I'm going to take the handles off. Those are very nice handles, and they come with this kit, but I'd rather show you how to do it without them because most of you probably aren't going to have those. Again, in this case, I have a pre-manufactured door anchor. You can do something like take a piece of t-shirt and tie a knot at the end and tie these into the t-shirt. There's different ways that you can do things like this to create a door anchor. But again, make sure that you're not using a inside bedroom door, and always try to use the hinge side of the door and as often as possible away from the side that the door opens into, okay? So for core exercises, one of the easiest things to do, there are several layers of muscles. So everybody that knows the 6 or 8 pack, that's your rectus abdominis muscle. That's the one that everybody supposedly wants to see and gets really excited about. The important part of your core is beneath that. So you have external obliques, internal obliques, and transverse abdominis muscles, okay? Your transverse abdominis is probably one of the more important ones. It is what allows you to rotate. It also acts as your girdle. So as you continue to strengthen and train this muscle, it'll actually tighten up the band around your waist, okay, and make it smaller. Help with that shaping of your core. So when you're doing something with the resistance bands, in this case, I want to have my shoulder directly in line with where that anchor is in that door jamb, okay? I got both resistance bands. Depending on where you're at, you can use one of these, 2 of these. You can use different colors. So this yellow is the lightest. The green would be the next one. There's a blue one, and then, you know, so on. So, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and grab a hold of both of these straps, in this case, into my right hand. I'm going to clasp my left hand into it, closing my fists together, and my hands in a closed fist. And all I'm going to do is reach out and extend my arms out in front of me at shoulder height. What's really neat about this is the entire time that I have my arms out in front of me, the resistance band is trying to turn my body and get my hands closer to the anchor point where there's no resistance. Do you see what I'm saying? So when I pull and rotate my chest back forward, My transverse abdominis is the muscle that's working. Now you can do this several different ways. You can just stand here and hold this, and your transverse abdominis is working the entire time. Your internal and external obliques are also trying to help and assist that muscle in maintaining this posture. Or you can do reps. So if I was wanting to do reps, I'm going to step further away so that I've got some tension on the straps when I'm all the way to the right, and I'm going to rotate my chest as far to the left as I can. The static hold or rotation. Notice I'm not turning my hips. My hips are staying flat and towards the camera in this case. All this work is being done here in the core with that transverse abdominis muscle, okay? So that's a very simple one. Feel free to do that as long as you want, as many times as you want, and then remember that anything that you do on one side, you want to do on the other. So I've got myself lined up, left hand into the straps, into these resistance bands. I'm going to push my arms forward, lock together. All right, remember if you want to do reps instead, all right, good job. So I'm going to go ahead and let go of the resistance bands. That's a great way to train that muscle. If you do have a TRX suspension strap, it's also pretty easy. There is what's called a single handle mode in this. So that you go from 2 handles to 1. It makes it a little bit safer. You can sometimes just use 1 strap, whichever is easier for you, okay? If you need to learn how to do single handle mode, give me a call, 727-822-8866, and I'll be glad to teach you, okay? Same basic principle and applies here. The only thing is, in this case, I'm actually facing my anchor point instead of being sideways to it, okay? You can do it in a very similar way. If you're going to go standing sideways, your outside foot would be forward, and basically you'd be leaning and holding that there and locking that core. But what I like to do with the TRX suspension strap is a rotational core exercise. Arms are extended. I'm in a plank position, which means it's a straight line from my heels to the back of my head. There's no sagging, there's no lifting. It's locked in, straight as an arrow. Now I'm going to rotate my chest and as a result my arms to my left, and the weight of my body is creating the resistance that I need as I rotate. Come back to the center, rotate over to my right. If you need more resistance, you move your feet further in and add more of your body weight into the exercise. So between the dead bugs, the bird dogs, resistance bands, or a TRX suspension strap, there are many ways that you can work out your core. And remember that sit-ups are never a core exercise. Sit-ups are not a core exercise. They are a hip flexor exercise. That psoas, which most people will have a problem with being too tight and too strong already, creating an imbalance in the hips, pressure on the lower back, causing pain and dysfunction, oftentimes leading to herniated, bulging, and eventually ruptured disc. Some people have to go have cages put into the lower back to help hold it and keep that space in between the vertebrae so the nerves are not being pinched. So it's really important to train your core. Okay, and again, this is Scott Roberts, Peaceful Warriors Wellness Center. Thank you so much for joining me today. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you again on Monday morning with some more tips, stretches, and exercises. Have a great weekend.